From the very beginning, you have always been complete. Yet, most of us grow up believing that something within us is missing, that we are somehow unfinished. This illusion begins early, when the world starts whispering that we must do more, achieve more, and become more to finally be worthy of love or peace. But look closely, and you will see that nothing essential has ever been absent from you. Your heart beats without your command. Your breath flows effortlessly, and life moves through you with a silent intelligence that asks for no improvement. The notion of incompleteness is not natural, it is learned. It arises from comparison, from measuring ourselves against the shifting standards of others. But no flower tries to bloom like another, and no wave tries to move like the sea beside it. Each exists perfectly within its own expression. The same is true for you. You were not born to meet an external ideal. You were born to be a living expression of life itself. Every emotion, every scar, every imperfection contributes to the wholeness of who you are. The sense of not enough is just a fog that hides the truth, not the truth itself. When the fog clears, you realize that you have never been broken or lacking, only unaware of your own completeness. You are not a project to be fixed. You are the realization of being itself, already whole, already enough, and already part of the infinite dance of existence. From the moment we are born, the world begins to teach us how to measure our worth. We are told that our value lies in achievements, appearances, possessions, or approval. Slowly, we internalize the belief that who we are is never quite enough, that fulfillment will come only after we have reached some higher point of success. This conditioning runs deep, shaping the way we think, work, and even love. We chase validation from others, hoping their recognition will fill the quiet emptiness within us. But the more we chase, the further we drift from ourselves. Society thrives on this illusion because it keeps us striving, consuming, and comparing. Yet no matter how much we gain, the feeling of lack always returns, whispering that something is still missing. The truth is, no external reward can replace inner contentment. The search for worth outside of ourselves is like trying to grasp sunlight with our hands. The tighter we hold, the faster it slips away. Real worth cannot be granted by titles or possessions. It is found in the simple awareness of being alive. The moment we stop chasing and turn inward, we begin to see that nothing external has ever been capable of defining us. The approval we seek from the world is only a reflection of the approval we have yet to give ourselves. When we see through the illusion, we stop running, and in that stillness, we rediscover that we were always whole. There is a deep peace that comes when we stop striving to become something more and simply allow ourselves to be. The endless pursuit of self-improvement often disguises a subtle form of self-rejection. The belief that who we are right now is not enough. Yet life was never meant to be a race toward perfection. It unfolds in rhythm, not in competition. To exist is already an act of beauty, just as a tree does not hurry to grow, nor does the moon rush to shine. Everything in nature moves according to its own timing, without fear of being inadequate. The idea of becoming is a trap that keeps us forever waiting for happiness in the next moment, while the present slips quietly away. When you stop chasing, you begin to feel the simple joy of being alive, of breathing, of noticing, of belonging to this vast, mysterious existence. True contentment arises when we surrender to the present and realize that nothing needs to be added or fixed. You are part of the same flow that guides the stars and tides, and within that flow there is no competition, only harmony. The purpose of life is not to become perfect, but to express what you already are, fully and freely. When you stop trying to arrive, you find that you were never lost. In that gentle recognition, becoming dissolves into being, and the peace you sought reveals itself as something that was within you all along. The same mysterious force that spins the galaxies and makes the flowers bloom is the very force that breathes through you. You are not separate from the universe. You are an expression of it, just as a wave is not separate from the ocean. Yet we often live as though we stand apart, as if life is something happening to us instead of through us. This illusion of separation creates fear, loneliness, and the endless urge to control. But the truth is, you have never been disconnected. Every heartbeat, every thought, every breath is a rhythm of the same intelligence that holds the stars in their place. When you look deeply, you begin to see that life is not random. It is profoundly interconnected. The air you inhale was once exhaled by trees, and the light that warms your skin traveled across millions of miles to touch you. You are not a small, isolated being lost in a vast universe. You are the universe experiencing itself in human form. To recognize this is to awaken from the dream of separateness and realize the sacredness of your existence. You are not here by accident. You are a deliberate expression of life's infinite creativity. When you remember this, the struggle to prove yourself fades, because how can the universe doubt its own creation? In that recognition, you no longer need to chase meaning. You simply live as a living expression of it, whole and complete. Peace is not something you achieve by reaching a destination or fulfilling a goal. It is what remains when the noise of striving quiets down. We have been taught to believe that happiness is a reward for effort, that only when we succeed, when we become perfect, or when others approve of us, will we finally be at ease. But peace is not born from achievement. It arises from acceptance. When you stop fighting against what is, when you stop trying to fix every flaw or justify every choice, you begin to feel the stillness that was always present beneath the surface. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means allowing life to unfold as it does, without resistance. It is an act of deep trust. Trusting that you are enough, that this moment is enough, and that everything is unfolding as it should. The mind will always find reasons to chase the next thing, to keep running from stillness. But the heart knows there is nowhere to go. When you accept yourself as you are, not as you wish to be, you release the burden of proving your worth. In that release, a quiet freedom appears, soft and grounding. You realize that peace is not a prize to be won, but your natural state when you stop struggling to be someone else. It is the silence beneath all doing, the calm that arises when you finally allow yourself to just be.